Megan Crosbie. The wisdom of Plato. The wisdom of Plato. Megan Crosbie.
As a few of you may know, I'm a trial attorney, and I finally have a really interesting case to tell you all about. It's a case I will never forget. Last summer, my office agreed to take on the criminal defense case of a 17-year-old boy named Mike Gonzalez. Mike was charged with the murder of his ex-girlfriend, Kristen Myers, and he adamantly insisted to me that he was innocent and may have been framed. In terms of his activities that day, Mike said that it was really just like every other day. He went to school, then he drove home to pick up his dog Plato, then he drove to his friend Nick's house to purchase some marijuana, and then he drove home. When he got home, the cops were already there ready to search his house, and they ended up finding a knife in Mike's gym bag. When tested, that knife came up with the blood of Kristen Myers. Consequently, he was charged with murder. But we have no reasonable explanation for why this knife was in Mike's gym bag, and Mike's future was looking very bleak. Until one very unsuspecting witness came to the rescue one morning before trial. I'll never forget it. I was standing outside the courthouse with Mike and Plato that morning, and I remember at that point I was feeling very tired and pessimistic about our chances. I was deep within my own thoughts when I said out loud, "Plato, what are we going to do?" Plato looked up at me with those big brown eyes and barked twice as if to say, "Let me help." And then suddenly a light bulb went off in my head, and I knew what I had to do. That morning, I stood up in front of the jury and I said, "Ladies and gentlemen of the jury, you have heard from the only two people who were present on April 22nd, 2015. However, there was one other person, or shall I say, one other animal who was present, a dog." "A dog?" defense counsel exclaimed. "Yes, a dog. The entire event was witnessed by the defendant's dog." I called to the stand, "Plato." "I object," defense counsel exclaimed. "Sustained," the judge said. "Counsel, does this dog speak?" he said, stroking his whiskers. "With the help of a canine interpreter, Your Honor, yes, this dog does speak." This device was created by the MIT Biomechanics Department, and it reads the brainwaves of a dog as well as the pitches of a dog's bark. With this device, Plato can speak. In fact, it looks a little bit like the necklace you're wearing. It's a collar. It goes around his neck. "You had me at MIT," the judge said. "Objection overruled. Counsel, Plato, you may approach the witness stand." Plato trotted up to the witness stand. I put the canine interpreter around his neck, and the bailiff then swore him in. "Plato, you were present on April 22nd, 2015 when Mike went to Nick's house, were you not?" "Excuse me. I was, and I will tell you what I saw that day. But first, Your Honor, may I please address the jury?" "You may," the judge said. "As ladies and gentlemen of the jury, you are charged with the all-important task of rooting out the truth of what happened in this dispute. And I implore you to take that obligation very seriously. Buddha once said, the only two mistakes one can make along the road to truth is not going all the way or not starting. I beg you, please look deep within yourselves and root out the illusions until you find the truth. Only then will justice be served in this matter." The jury nodded in appreciation and understanding. "Ladies and gentlemen of the jury, I assure you my human Mikey did not murder Kristen Myers. My human Mikey went to Nick's house to purchase marijuana. Nick handed him a paper bag, and in it he could smell blood emanating from the bag. I tried to warn my human Mikey by barking, but he did not understand. He put the bag in his gym bag, zipped it up, and threw it in the truck. As soon as I got in the back of the truck, I unzipped the bag with my teeth, tore apart the paper bag, and in it was the knife with Kristen Myers' blood. My human Mikey was framed by Nick. That is the truth." A murmur then arose in the gallery. Suddenly, Nick stood up from his seat and cried, "It's true! I'm so sorry for everything that I've put Mike and Plato through." "Well, this is quite a stunning discovery," the judge said. "Plato the dog has spoken. The truth is out. This case is dismissed, and may this serve as a lesson to all of us. Do not underestimate the intelligence of a dog. They do speak, but only to those who listen. Counsel," he said to me, "thank you for listening." The judge then stood up and began to walk to his chambers when I noticed a bump underneath his robe and a tuft of hair running down his leg. Was that a tail? Thank you.